Hey, it's Sam here from kitchengadgetsclub.com and also the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Today, I'm going to show you how to prove bread. A lot of you have asked if we can include as part of our 30 days how you prove the bread for the Ninja Foodi 15IN1, and we're going to go back to basics because a few years back we brought out this wonderful air fryer cookbook. It became a Sunday Times bestseller and it totally sold a lot more than I thought it ever would, that's for sure. But it was the one that taught you how to do everything that you wanted to know about in the air fryer. And one of the things it did is it showed you how to do pull apart bread rolls. We were the first to show you how to do this in the air fryer. There's been quite a few copycat recipes since, just because it's been so popular. And I want to go back to this book where it was just air frying and see how it would work if we went and did it on steamed bread. So first of all, for today's instalment, we're going to show you the proving element, and then we're going to come back tomorrow and actually make the bread, and we can see what it's like, and we'll see how it compares to this version. And if you're wondering what it looks like in this one, we're going to follow this recipe to the letter, because this was our original air fryer one, and we're going to do it using the steamed bread. So it was this one, it was the original pull apart. And Kyle now is going to put on screen the original one that we put on the blog that went viral back in 2017, and that one rose a lot more than we thought it would. I think we forgot about it and we were in a warm kitchen at the time, but oh, it proved so well. So shall we get started? So of course you have your flour, you've got salted butter, we've got yeast, we've got salt and pepper, we've got milk, and then also we recommend a little bit of extra virgin olive oil as well. So, should we get started? So, let's move some of the ingredients out of the way so we can get started. So, grab the bowl, and then we're going to start with a bit of salt, a little bit of pepper as well, and then salt and pepper to one side. And then you can add in the butter. Of course, if you want to do a flavoured bread, so you can add in like some garlic powder or something at this point as well, if you prefer. And then what you want to do is you want to rub the fat into the flour. And then have a feel around until you've got rid of all the bits of butter and it's like breadcrumbs. And then what you can also do is give it a shake, and then any bits of butter that you haven't done will come to the surface. Right, I'm happy with that now. Your hands a quick wipe because they're absolutely filthy, and then we can warm up the milk. So next you want to add your yeast into the bowl. Oh, there's quite a lot that's been left there, so let's grab those last bits, shall we? And then also add a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. And then last but not least, let's add in the milk, which we've just warmed for about 20 seconds in the microwave. But note that will vary depending on the type of microwave you've got and the wattage. And then now the main ingredients are in, we can start mixing it and making it into a lovely dough. I'm gonna get my wooden spoon in here, but you can just go by hand straight away. And then I'm going to get my hands in now, but first let me show you something else that you should have. So this is what I call a pinch pot. So basically fill in a small bowl with some flour, and then when you need to flour your hands or you need to get more flour on the worktop, you're putting your hands into there rather than into your bag of clean flour. So I'm going to start by getting some on my actual hands, because then it's so much easier for mixing yourself then. And then you can get your hands in and get working your dough. If you look, that dough's coming together lovely already. I'm just going to get a bit more flour on my hands because it's quite sticky. And then you clean the side of the bowl with your dough, get every bit up, and then the bowl can go to one side. Then flour your worktop. Oh, this bread dough is amazing. You know when you've had one and you've perfected it for such a long time? So if you look at that, does that come together so quickly and so easily? So now stretch out the dough, press it over, same again, stretch it again, like that, as far as it will go, and roll. And then a bit more flour again on your worktop. And then I'm just going to flour that bit a little bit. Oh, look at that for dough. That'll look amazing. And then just have a bit of patience and keep stretching it. It's coming together beautifully now. And look at that beauty. And we have dough. Isn't that wonderful? Just how quick and how easy it is to do. So now what I recommend you do is you measure it out, because we're going to do dinner rolls and you want them to be of equal size. So it's nicer just to get the weighing scales out, divide it by how many dough balls you want, and then let's make them into dough balls, shall we? So these are my new scales. I've just picked up a new set because, would you believe it, whilst on holiday my scales broke on me. I couldn't believe it. Something always dies when I go on a road trip. Last time it was my sealing ring for my Instant Pot stopped working. This time it was scales. Never mind. So I've just used them already to measure out the flour, so I haven't given them a wash in between because it's only flour. And now I'm going to weigh and see how much this whole dough ball actually weighs. So turn on your weighing scales, pop it in, and of course you can do this in metric or imperial depending on what you're on. Mine weighs 766 grams, so if you were to make 8 dough balls with it, then you would divide it by 8, and that means that I need to weigh mine to 95.75 grams or thereabouts. You know, you can round it off a little bit, can't you? Right, so let's grab a bit. Right, so that one's 95, so I'm not going to make them into balls yet. I'm just going to separate the dough, because otherwise you'll be there all day. And that's another 95. That's 96, so rounding them off, that'll be fine. That's again another 96. So I've done 5 dough balls so far now. And that's another 96 one. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to weigh what I've got left, because some of them have been a bit over. So this is 191 left. So that's about 95.5. So then you won't need to weigh your last one, because you've just kind of split these two in half. So we have now measured out all our dough. So we've got enough for our 8 now. So we can put the scales to one side. Forget about those. So I'd say that's the biggest job of doing this, but if you want kind of you pull apart bread rolls, then it's needed, unfortunately. Let me show you the dough balls we've got so far then. And then you just want to make them into lovely balls. Isn't that lovely? Give them a squeeze to make them nice and soft. And there we have it. We have our 8 dough balls ready to go. So we're just going to get some parchment paper out and get the cooking pot out, and we can get started. And then pop it in like that. And then I absolutely love this parchment paper that I use a lot for the air fryer. And they're also brilliant for when you just need a layer of parchment paper for when you're cooking stuff on the rack. So grab one of these. Something so satisfying about that, isn't there? And then open it back up. And then pop it in. This also makes it easy for getting the food in and out of the air fryer. So if you haven't used these before in your cooking pot, they are brilliant. And then you want to add your dough balls. So remember, you can rearrange them, so if some feel like they're too close together and you want some more space, then you can. So I'm going to start with a little gap there, and then I'm just going to move that across a little bit more. We want to fit another one in here. And then for the final one, we're going in the centre. So of course you can do it a bit closer to it as well if you prefer. But they really do expand when you put it on proof. Oh, it just smells like bread dough. I love the smell of the bread dough. You're just looking forward to how it's going to be once it's cooked. Lid down. So turn it on. And you're looking for the air fry hob section, and you're going all the way down there to proof 35 Celsius, which is 95 Fahrenheit, and you're looking for a proof time of an hour. And we've found that an hour is absolutely spot on when we've done them before, so let's see if an hour is correct, and then press start. When you first got a multi-cooker, it's so hard understanding the times and temps and getting the food spot on and cooked perfectly. That's why we've made for you the multi-cooker cooking guide. It features all the main functions of the multi-cooker, from dehydrate to grill to steam roast to steam air fry, pressure cooking, and of course simple everyday air frying. It's perfect for lots of different types of multi-cookers, from Instant Pot users to Ninja Foodi users, Ninja Speedy, air fryer. Even if you've got a flex straw, it's just perfect for so many of them. You'll find the link below in the description, and you can pre-order it now. And now let's get back to the video. So we've done our proof. So shall we check on them, and have we risen, and are they as good at rising in the Ninja Foodi 15-in-1 compared to the many zillion of times Dom and I have done them in the Philips air fryer and the Kasori? Because, you know, that's the transition, isn't it? The proof setting on the Ninja Foodi, the temperature is much lower compared to doing it in the Philips. So have they risen to the occasion? Shall we see? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow, look at those. Don't they look amazing? And just look at how lovely they've puffed up together to create that perfect pull apart look. As the originals for pull apart bread, you're probably thinking, where did we get the idea to do pull apart bread in the air fryer? Well, the truth is, there was no plan. We literally was doing a couple of bread rolls for some leftover dough and the rows like these. So that's the only reason why you've actually ended up looking at them like that now, because we thought to ourselves, well, actually this is a great idea, and when you haven't got much space in your air fryers or whatever, you can do 8 rolls at once. So that's where it came from. So that shows to you that you can do proved bread, or bread rolls I should say, using the proof setting of the 15-in-1. And then tomorrow we are going to be back and we're going to be showing you how to bake them using the Ninja Foodi. Thanks so much for watching our YouTube video. It feels so amazing that you've stuck around to the end. And of course, that must mean that you like our videos. So why not also follow us on social media? You can find us at the Kitchen Gadgets Club on Facebook, and on Pinterest, TikTok, we're Kitchen Gadgets Club. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great videos like this one, and you can also find us at kitchengadgetsclub.com, where we have a membership that shares brand new kitchen gadget recipes every week, and we also have lots of great ideas, resources, tips and tricks. And we are an ovenless kitchen, so we teach you exclusively how to cook with kitchen gadgets. And a ciao for now.